What is going on, friends and fellow gamers? Tantalized Gaming bringing you another video today about ray tracing. Today I want to look at some things for World of Warcraft and the pre-patch. We're going to go ahead and test out some ray tracing and see if it's worth all the hype that it's getting. In today's video, we're going to be looking at what ray tracing actually is, how much of a difference it makes, and whether or not it's really worth it to have it on. So about a month ago, Blizzard made the announcement that they were bringing ray tracing to Shadowlands, and this is what they had to say. We are excited to announce that in the Shadowlands beta, you can enhance your game's visual fidelity with our newly added ray trace shadows. Ray tracing can provide heightened visual quality by rendering shadows more realistically. This visual improvement is a great fit for World of Warcraft's distinct stylized art direction and helps create a more immersive world. Blizzard then goes on to show some photo examples of ray tracing. I'm sure most of you have seen this Tauren here sitting with his shadow being portrayed on the backdrop there. They show just some different pictures of gameplay, some softening of the shadows. But today I really wanted to show you what it actually looks like in game. The first area I wanted to look at is here in Shalzar Basin. I feel like Shalzar Basin has a pretty good example of displayed shadows. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick run around with the ray tracing turned off, and then we'll do one with ray tracing turned on. So this first run around is ray tracing off. Okay. This next run around will be with ray tracing turned on. Pretty big difference in the appearance of the shadows. Without ray tracing, you can look and see the shadows on the ground are a lot more jagged. With ray tracing, the shadows, just like Blizzard kind of says, appear a lot more softer. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go on over to the next area. I wanted to show you some differences in what ray tracing look like. Here we are in Silverman City, just outside of the bazaar. I'm going to go ahead and show us again what it looks like with ray tracing and without. Without ray tracing. And here's with ray tracing. In this last example, we're going to be looking at a pathway here in Shalzar Basin. This is without ray tracing. And here we are with ray tracing. Alright guys, we're back in Orgrimmar to talk about the last thing I wanted to cover, which was, is ray tracing really worth it? So, we kind of saw in those three examples some cool things about ray tracing. I really like the Silver Moon example. If you pay close attention as you begin walking down the path, that actual part changes. The locations in which the shadows are displayed change, not just softened. So that's cool. I do believe that ray tracing could bring a different look to the game. Absolutely. I wish Blizzard would have put some more work into implementing light features with ray tracing, influencing, traces of light rays and things like that. The real question is, at what cost are you willing to pay to have ray tracing? So I wanted to show you guys kind of the difference between the performance of having ray tracing off and having it on. So right now I'm sitting in Orgrimmar with ray tracing turned off. Everything else, like I might have shown earlier, is on ultra. All settings on ultra. However, ray tracing is turned off, and we are running, we're hovering at about 80 frames per second with people running around and stuff. With ray tracing turned on, however, it almost cuts it in half. So if you're running around with ray tracing turned on, you can expect a big drop in performance. So that brings about the question, is it really worth having ray tracing turned on? I personally think not. I think the cut in performance is not worth the visual effects of ray tracing as it is at this point. However, I also don't have the most amazing graphics card. I did link my computer specs in the description of the video, but as far as my GPU unit, I'm running a 2070 Super, whereas some of you probably have something higher. If you're really lucky, you might have been able to score one of the 3080s that came out this last week. Doubtful, but maybe you got lucky. I'd really like to know what ray tracing looks like with the 3080 as far as your performance and the visual of the game. Either way, I'd really like to know what your guys' thoughts are on about it. Are you planning on running ray tracing when Shadowlands comes out? And do you think that it's really deserved all the hype that it's been given? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback and see what you think about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.